Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, CFL Week 15 begins tomorrow night. 3 big games this week. So we have the 6-6 Toronto Argonauts taking on the 7-6 BC Lions. The Argonauts are scoring 27.58 points a game while giving up 27.08. The Lions are scoring 25.76, giving up 24.38. The Argonauts have the ninth in net offense at 341.1. They are 6th in first downs at 245. While the BC Lions are 3rd in net offense at 370.7. And then they're 2nd in first downs at 275. In week 1, I actually did the preseason predictions for the over-under on wins. For the Argonauts, the number was 9.5. I did the over. They're at 6 right now, so they just need 4 more for me to get that one. BC was at 11.5 was their over-under number. I went under on that, and they have 7. So get a little leeway there. Hopefully I don't get to 12 wins this season. In week 1, Toronto beat BC 35-28. Now, the fact that Toronto is 6-6, they are 1-5 on the road, 5-1 at home. But they are 5-1 versus the West. While the Lions are 4-1 at home, 3-5 on the road, and 3-2 against the East. BC is actually favored by 3.5 in this game. So I looked at that home record of 4-1. I looked at that away record for Toronto at 1-5. I looked at week 1, went ahead and BC, I got them minus 4.5 and under on the 52.5. Next up, we have the Ottawa Red Blacks, 8-3-1, taking on the 3-9 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Red Blacks are scoring 26.16 points a game while giving up 25.83. Tiger Cats are scoring 25.83, which I thought was ironic, and they're giving up 32.33. So, giving up a lot of points there in Hamilton. Net offense, Red Blacks are tied for 4th, 355.7 yards per game. Tied for 7th in first downs at 240. Tiger Cats have the number 1 net offense at 392.2, and they are 4th in first downs at 252. They could be 9-3 if it wasn't for the fact that defense has given up 32 points a game. In preseason, Ottawa had an over-under of, they had 6.5 in their wins. I went over. They're over that now, so that's a good sign. Hamilton was 8.5 was their win total. I went under. In week 4, Ottawa won 24-22. Nice close game there. Just like in the first game, the road team, Ottawa in this case, 2-3 on the road, 6-0-1 at home. Tiger Cats, though, are 2-4 at home, 1-5 on the road. Ottawa's favored by 4.5. That was a hard one because of that game in week 4, 2 points. It says 4.5, so I went with Ottawa. Hamilton covering the 4.5. I think it's going to be that 2-point game again, and I went under on the 50.5. That game was only 46, so I don't see the second game being over if the first one wasn't even there. So I got under on the 50.5. And then, before we get to the third and final game, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who are off this week, their win total in preseason was 8.5. I went under. They're 5-7-1. Edmonton Elks, their win total was 7.5. I went over. They're 5-8. And then the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, their preseason total was 12.5. I went over. They're only 7-6 on the season, so I may miss that one. But it's kind of neat to kind of look at that. Kind of here we are, week 15. Still got some room that we can maneuver. Hopefully we can nail some of those. We have the only team to clinch playoff berth, the Montreal Alouettes, who are 10-2. They are taking on the Calgary Stampeders, who are 4-8. Montreal scored 27.66 points a game, giving up 22.41. Stampeders scoring 23.5, just like Hamilton, giving up over 30 points a game, 30.16. Alouettes have the 4th best net offense at 355.4. They are 9th in first downs at 239. The Stampeders are 6th in offense at 351.3, and they are tied for 7th in first downs at 270. Week 5, Montreal won 30-26. Montreal is 5-0 on the road, 5-2 at home. Well, Calgary's 4-2 at home, but they're 0-6 on the road. Good thing they're home. Montreal's preseason win total was 9.5. I went over. Boom, nailed it. And then Calgary was 6.5. I went on the over. They're 4-8. The line of this game is Montreal by 4.5. So I got Montreal Alouettes winning, covering. I am taking under on the 49.5. I think having that first game already. Typically, we've seen them. I could be wrong on this. The second game is under, and typically when there's the third matchup, that one sometimes goes over as well. It's like they get used to one another, and then they kind of have that break, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we forgot how these guys work," kind of deal. So I got BC minus 4.5, under on the 52.5. Ottawa winning. Hamilton plus 4.5. Under on the 50.5, and then Montreal winning minus 4.5 and under on the 49.5. That is week 15. 3 big games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show and check out NFL Week 2, and then also CFL or college football Week 3, and NASCAR is in upstate New York at Watkins Glen. Definitely check those previews out. Coming shortly here on Robert Sports Show. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Let's have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show content.